What is up, everybody? It's your boy Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and today we are going to be recapping, doing some trivia and some facts about the new movie that just came out about 2 weeks ago, Gran Turismo. Yes, I gotta be honest, this movie wasn't on my radar for 2023. I saw it and I thought it was great. Definitely would recommend. The cast is good. The story is really cool, and it's based on a true story, which always helps. We will get into that. We'll get into my rating. We'll get into all that. But before we do that, let's dive right in. So it looked really cool the way they shot it, and it was like the video game Gran Turismo, which I used to play years ago. So that was always cool. The Gran Turismo story is based on a true story, like I said before. It's inspired by the real-life story of Jan Martinborough. Might be saying that wrong, but hey, a Gran Turismo player who became a real-life race car driver. We'll get into the cast, we'll get into some trivia, but this story was really, really cool. And, fun fact, the real Jan Martinborough was a stunt double for himself in this movie. So we are going to go through the cast right now, and I apologize in advance because some of these people have extremely hard names, whether it's the actor or the character. But let's go for it. David Harbour, of course, Sheriff Hopper from Stranger Things, Santa from Violent Night, plays Jack Salter. We will get more into him. Orlando Bloom. Now that one threw me off because I didn't really know the cast going into this movie, as Danny Moore killed the role, I shall say. That was when we get confusing. Archie Madekwe plays Jan Martinborough, of course. Next is Takiro Hira plays Kozunora Yamauchi. Oh, this is bad. This one's easy. Darren Barnett plays Maddie Davis. Jerry Horner plays Leslie Martinborough, the mother. Dimon Hansu from Shazam plays Steve Martinborough, the father, and he kind of is like rough at first, but he comes around. Joshua Stradowski plays Nicholas Kappa. He is the bad guy. And we have Daniel Puig, who plays Cody Martinborough, which he plays a kind of a pivotal role. Maeve Cordiale Lily plays Audrey. And lastly, Pepe Baruso plays Antonio Cruz. That is the cast, and I am sorry for putting you through that. That'll hurt me just as much as it hurt you. David Harbour's character, Jack Salter, was not a real-life person per se, but his character was a combined character of a bunch of people, which I found very interesting and very cool. The music in the movie that Jan listens to. Kenny G, and the scene in the movie, if you've seen it, you'll know, where he's out of his mind in the race, and Salter plays Kenny G just to get him out of his problems. And yeah, he's like, turn that off. He's like, nah, man, I don't know how to turn this off. I'm sorry. Hilarious scene. Yeah, weird music, but indeed in real life, he did listen to that music before his races, which is kind of cool and kind of crazy. And props to the real-life Jan Martinborough, who gave the filmmakers permission to include the crash that he unfortunately had in 2015 that killed somebody. And they do touch on that in the movie. And he wanted his story to be real. He wanted nothing to be left out. So props to him for taking that and running with it and saying, keep this in the movie. It makes him look bad, of course, but it's pivotal to the story, which is kind of cool. And this story really has nothing to do with the movies. This is a real life story for me because of what happened when I walked into the theater of Gran Turismo. I walk in, it's me, my brother, my father. So they have the 2 seats, I have the 1. Guy comes up to me, he goes, hey man, I think you're in my seat. I'm like, am I? I look at my ticket, says the seat. I look at his, it says the same seat. So neither of us are wrong in this situation. So I'm like, what are you trying to see? And he goes, Barbie. I said, okay. So they leave, they think they're in the wrong theater. I ask another person in the theater, what are you here to see? They say Barbie. I'm like, oh no, this is a problem. So they come back and they're like, I think we're in the right theater. I'm like, I think you are too. Manager's confused, everyone's confused. We eventually got our theater correct, but just what a whirlwind. And of course, I almost accidentally ended up seeing Barbie. Thank you to the guy who I was in his seat, so if he doesn't do that, I probably end up watching Barbie and miss Gran Turismo, unfortunately. Like I said, if you are into racing movies, action movies, Gran Turismo is your movie. 8 out of 10. Solid all around. Acting was great. David Harbour kills it in any role. And Orlando Bloom, who would have thought? Did great. Everybody did great. Was shot beautifully, and I think you will enjoy it, folks. But with that being said, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. We got a lot of subs recently, folks. Let's keep it going on the road to 700. But until next time, I am Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and I will see you in the next one. Later.
Thanks for listening to Bobby's Breakdowns. Now go about your life, would you?